Welcome back to my channel, guys. Your astrologer Christian Klausner, helping seekers of truth remember that the source of all things is literally within themselves. If you'd like a reading, go ahead and hit the link in the description of this video to schedule with me, or you can get in contact with me and I'd be happy to let you know more about it. In this video, I'm going to cover why you would even care to look up your birth chart, why we should look up our chart. This is not easy for me to answer, I'll be honest. It's because I see every reason to do it. And the reason for that is because the mother of all understanding and all knowledge is self-knowledge, self-understanding. Once you begin to understand yourself and how you operate, you begin to understand this universe. Because the fact is, you are not separate from this universe in any way. You and the universe are actually one. And so the birth chart is for people who want to make contact with their whole psyche and not leave anything out. And what I mean by make contact with your psyche is to be connected with the whole of yourself. You see, you are one with all that is. You're not a separate little ego trying to survive. You know, that's one aspect of your existence, but the fact is that everything which you are aware of, which is in your consciousness, is a part of your consciousness because it is you. If it wasn't you, you couldn't recognize it. It wouldn't be in your consciousness. So the chart is one fantastic way of having hands-on evidence, or, you know, at least a map in front of you to see that everything is connected, everything is interrelated. So if you want insight into your life as this individual that you are, the best way to get insight into this life of yours is, of course, to start from the beginning. Go to where it all began, your birthday. So by looking at your birthday, which is what a chart is, it's a representation of the heavens at the moment you took your first breath, you are like getting into the acorn from which the whole oak tree is born, right? So you're the oak tree. But the acorn is that seed form, which is the chart. It shows the potential with which you were born into this life, all the potentials that you brought with you, all the capacities, the latent potentials, the strengths and weaknesses that are unique to you as a soul are represented in the chart. So why you'd want to look into your birth chart is if you are ready to have direct knowledge or experience of yourself from the universe, not from a person or a place or a thing, but actually to get inner knowledge from the universe itself, or at least the solar system, by seeing what the planets were doing at the moment of your first breath. The planets make a unique combination for every moment, so everyone has a unique chart. Now, in this universe, right, we are born, we live, and then we die. And all living beings go through this cycle of birth and then maturity and old age and then death. And what does it mean? You know, what is the meaning of our experience in that? And so astrologically, you know, astronomically, really, the sun depicts this whole cycle and it goes through it, and all the planets really go through this. And so this drama of life that we all share is symbolically represented through astrology, and the meaning is told very clearly in astrology, what it's all about. And so that is gained, you know, through insight, through direct inner experience of, you know, realizing, oh, I'm mortal, you know, I'm going to die one day. And really understanding that deeply can be so extremely powerful in allowing you to really live. You know, it just helps to have an understanding of what this is all about. You know, you're an individual, but you've come from all that is. You've come from the one, and you are one with the universe, but the illusion, the temporary illusion, is that you're separate. And by being separate, you can actually create, you know, it's like you're a water droplet and you come from the ocean, or you're a spark of the flame of a fire, and so you're one with that fire, literally. So that is your creator. You're a spark of the divine, right? And the birth chart shows the capacities of this singular spark, which is you. The other reason you should look up your chart is if, it's such a healthy way of having an analysis of your personality. And the reason for that is because it ties in with nature, and you are nature. And it does that through the 4 elements framework. So if somebody is fiery, we know what that means: energetic, passionate, adventurous. If somebody is watery, we intuitively know what that means. Maybe they're intuitive, they're fluid, adaptive, maybe a bit emotional. If somebody's airy, and so it goes. They got the intellect. If someone's earthy, they are very sensible and grounded, right? So you have planets in different signs, and those signs are ruled by different elements. So once you know your elemental composition, whether you are dominantly fiery or watery or airy or earthy, then you have a really key piece of knowledge into yourself. And the birth chart is the only system that does this accurately and profoundly. There's no other way of analyzing your personality than like this with the 4 elements, because your body is made of fire, earth, air, and water, and your personality is made of it too. It's just that you're dominant in certain elements and you're weaker in other elements. So once you know how that balance is, how that is coordinated, you can then create balance in yourself. I, for example, I'm dominantly air and fire, and it's fixed. So that was a game changer for me to find out that is true for me. It brought, so much insight into how I naturally operate and how I can create more of a balanced expression in my life. The other reason that I would say you should look up your birth chart is it allows you to get in the mode of being self-inquiring, of self-analyzing. Guys, all growth is had in this direction of going within and inquiring as to what part you played in the drama of life. What is it that I'm doing wrong? How can I do better? What are my reactions and my responses that could be worked on? The birth chart is really a direct way of getting into this mode, because the chart shows a representation of your inner space. So that circle in the chart with all those different lines and stuff, those show the relationships of the different parts of you within your psyche and how they work together. And so being able to intuit your inner space, to know what it is that you're going through, to know what your programmed responses are and your tendencies, really allows you to course correct in life and to get on that healthy side of discovering what part it is that you play. Because placing the blame on external circumstances or external things or people, or this person did this and it was so wrong for them to do that, to me, is just not productive. It's not going to lead to any kind of progression. Even if you're right, even if that person is to blame, there's no growth there in blaming. If you blame them, there's no growth. So the growth is in taking responsibility. And the reason for that is we cannot be empowered without taking responsibility. Responsibility breeds empowerment. So if we want to feel powerful in this life, if we want to get out of feeling powerless, we have got to stop blaming things outside of us. We've got to get in the mode of looking inside and understanding what we can be responsible for, and so that we can fully own it. And when you own who you are, you own your life, and you come back into your natural state, which is to be creative, which is to be a creator. That's what the chart shows. The central symbol of you yourself is the sun. You are at the center of your universe. You're a creator, and you're meant to be that. And you suffer until you come back to that heart space of where you truly live from, which is this present moment, and which is being a giver, a creator, and, not a taker, not a seeker after things external to you, but a seeker after the spirit of the life that lives inside of you, which is the source of all things, guys. So those are the reasons that I could think of, today in this video to give you as to why an individual should look up their birth chart, why you should even do it. The reasons are endless, though, as I said, but I hope that this gave you, a quick look at an astrologer's opinion as to why you would want to look up your chart and begin to understand it and decode it, because self-knowledge precludes all knowledge. So I hope this video was helpful, guys. If it was, please leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. And subscribe to my channel. And also hit that notification bell so that you'll know when my next video comes out. That would help out so much. Thank you guys for all your love and support. I will see you in the next video. Peace be with you. Much love.